Guys, it's Tony Butler, and I'm back again. Hey, today I want to answer a question that I got from a small business owner who, he's in kind of he's got a local business, and he was killing it in the beginning of the local business. It was kind of in an entertainment kind of field where he had an axe throwing business. Another one is he's renting jump houses for parties, and his axe throwing business started to go downhill, and now it's like it's actually crossed that threshold where it's losing money. And he asked me, he's like, "Hey, what could I do to refresh people's interest in the business?" And I've got some really good ideas and some solid models that can help him get back on track and start making money again. Okay, and I'm going to explore a couple of things, and one of them is, what business are you really in? And this is a question that I ask almost every company that I consult with: is what's the business you're really in? Okay, but hey, before I get there, please follow, like this channel. I'm going to be dropping a lot of new ideas over the next few weeks, and we're about to roll out the Primal Storytelling community, and my Primal Storytelling book is on the agenda. It'll be out in the spring, so a lot of exciting things going on. So I appreciate it. Okay, local business marketing, and it's always a quandary when you have a physical location and you're marketing to a small community. Maybe you're in a small town. I live in Montana. The town that I live in only has 30,000 people, and within like about a 10 or 15-mile radius, there's only 70,000 people. And outside of that, you know what there is? Wilderness, grizzly bears that want to kill you and eat you. So, how do you market and grow a business in a small community? Okay, how do you get brand awareness, let people know who you are, and then how do you keep them coming in the door over the long term? And now, before I answer that question, I've got to ask you, what business are you really in? Okay, because I think a lot of owners, they get confused. They think that they're selling their thing. Like I own I've got a marketing company, I've got an education company, and I also own a Brazilian jiu-jitsu school. Okay, and I got a really cool kids program that does really well. Got adults in that program. And what am I really selling? Am I selling MMA? Am I selling, hey, you're going to learn jujitsu so you can become a jujitsu fighter and go in the UFC? Is that what I'm selling? And the answer is no. That's not what I'm selling at all. Like, there's no mother who wants to bring little Johnny into your jujitsu school and teach them how to fight and get ready for the UFC. That's not what she's buying. Okay, because remember, the direct customer is the kid, are those kids that are taking part in the program. But the real customer, the customer who's making the decision, the customer who's paying, is the moms. They're our real customer, believe it or not. And so what she's buying is something totally different. Like, she doesn't care about jiu-jitsu at all. She don't want to know about headlocks and how to take someone down and chokes and arm bars. She don't want to know any of that stuff. What she cares about, what I'm really selling, is kids self-defense, kids who are becoming more disciplined and gritty. They're learning to work as a team. They're becoming more fit. Okay, I talk a lot about core strength and flexibility, and working on learning how to learn and kinesthetic learning. All these things that have a lifelong impact on their kids. Okay, and it's a positive environment, and it's fun. Okay, that's a big part of it too, because if it's not fun for the kids, they're going to complain and they're not going to come anymore. Okay, now let's look back at the axe throwing business. Okay, great novelty, lots of fun. You go there, you get to throw axes at targets and get some points and things. And in the beginning, when a new business opens, and there's always a novelty factor where people just want to see something different. They want to go and have a good time at a place where they haven't been before. And I helped launch a brewery a couple of years ago, and I had to ask them the same question: hey, what are you guys selling? And it's funny because I've consulted at more than one brewery now, and one of the breweries that I consulted with, their head owner, I asked her that question, like, what business are you really in? She's like, we're in the business of beer. I make the best beer ever. People love my beer. And I was like, yeah, but you're really not. Like, people don't care about your beer. And those few who do, that they care about the beer, they're a small minority. And then everyone else is around them, they're coming into a brewery not just for the beer. They're coming in to be with their friends. They're coming to have a good time. They're coming to relax after work. Maybe they got kids with them. They're coming in for a family event. Okay, in Montana, breweries are a little bit different. It's not like a bar in another state where, under 21 can't come. Like, it's a family place. And so the brewery who focused on beer, guess where they're at right now? Out of business. She wouldn't listen to me. She thought I was just total full of crap. And so different brewery, they listened. And I said to them, listen, you are marketing an experience, a place where people want to come and be with their friends and have a good time and just be relaxed. And by the way, the beer is good too. The beer is awesome and it can be fun. And for them, that kind of marketing, what we did first to get them some name recognition is we ran a series of contests related to beer, but they were kind of fun and quirky. So we had a beer naming contest. And so they had new beers coming out. You could come in, you could sip the beers, you could taste them, and then you could submit what you thought should be the name of the new beer. And then whoever came up with the best name, they would win a contest, and they win a little bit of free beer and some prizes, some hats, and just fun stuff. Who's the biggest beer connoisseur in Helena, Montana? Who's the biggest beer lover? And not drunk, but lover. and people just eat that up. And it grew their social media following. It helped people go in and check the place out. And then when they got there, they realized it really was a good place and it was really family friendly. And, they did some really smart things. And they had a nice open area outside in the back. And so in the summer, they could open up the doors and go out there, and kids had some games they could play and some tables and chairs. And when it started to get a little colder, they would put heaters out there, and just fun, just really, really a great atmosphere. And by the way, they sell beer, and the beer is pretty good too. Okay. So let's go back to axe throwing. Okay. One of the ways for a service business, especially, to grow and to get some name recognition is expand your thinking about what kinds of content you can produce and put into the economy, okay, on social media, okay? Start linking your business to what's going on in the community. When something big is going on, like maybe there's a concert that's going to come. Maybe there's like in Helena, every summer we have a big, huge rodeo, like one of the biggest rodeos around. It's really awesome. And I mean, people come from all over the country to go there. And, it's like a 5-day event, and, they do bull riding and all kinds of stuff. Well, link what is going on in your community to your business. And, maybe you run an ad and say, okay, during rodeo week, we're going to have the bull riders special, and you're going to have special games related to what's going on there. Okay. Another thing that you can do is gamification. All right. So one of the most powerful things that you can do in a business is start to gamify with your clients. So think back like to 50s, 60s, and 70s. Okay. Bowling was one of the biggest sports in America. It was super popular. All kinds of businesses had their own bowling leagues. Companies would have bowling teams. I know in some areas they still do that kind of thing. And it was a hugely popular sport. So, but when you went there, there were some hardcore bowlers that were trying to get 300. But really, what they were selling was a good time. You go to the bowling alley, drink beer, goof off with your friends, eat some greasy food and some nachos and pizza, and you just have fun. And to this day, one of the biggest fundraiser things that bowling alleys sell are birthday parties, because the kids can go there, they put on the bumpers and they're throwing and they turn on the lights and, the balls glow. I mean, just making it fun. And they got video games in the back and lots of food and cake. They make it an experience. Okay. And that's the thing. So the leagues, they would keep score and give out trophies and, who was the best bowler for that month, for that week, who had the highest score, who had the most strikes in a row, who had the most 300 games, and they would just gamify it, okay? And over the years, it kind of lost out on popularity, and it's nowhere near the sport that it used to be, but it's still around, and it still can be fun for a lot of people. I think for like a local axe throwing business, there's a lot of ways you could gamify it and start thinking of it as a tribe of axe throwers, people who love to throw axes, and come up with different games. Come up with ways to keep score. Who's the best 10-year-old axe thrower in your hometown? okay, and girls division, boys division. Um, if for whatever reason, maybe kids can't get involved, so maybe you have a adult divisions, and then what you do is you start to link it to the people themselves. And I would really strongly suggest is that when someone goes there and they're going to have, they go there with friends and they're going to throw axes, is that you take pictures of them, get pictures of them while they're throwing the axe, get little video clips, and use that for your social media and share it. Because then what will happen is everyone who comes, who has a good time, they're going to come back to your page, they're going to like their pictures, they're going to download them, they're going to share it with their friends. And while they're there, make them an offer to come back again and a gift that they can give to their friends so that their friends are kind of a referral program. Their friends are getting a discount. So I have a birthday party with my family, and while I'm there, you give me gift certificates that I can give out to other friends. Okay, and just it's a chain of referrals. Um, what you're trying to do is link that event to having a good time and an experience, and then spread the word of the experience. So, like for instance, let's say if you can serve food, or maybe you can or can't, I don't know. What you could do is in Montana, breweries are not allowed to sell food. Okay, they can have little snack things like pretzels and that kind of stuff, but they can't sell food. So what a lot of them will do is they'll partner up with a pizza place that's nearby. Maybe they get a commission on that food or not, and then that place will deliver food there nonstop, just and they have menus of the restaurant that they're partnering with in the brewery. So you can go there, you can order food from another business, bring it into the brewery and eat. Really, really, really an awesome idea. Okay, you could do something similar. You could, partner with a local bakery, and they can provide, axe throwing cakes specific for you. You can get pizza, if you can have drinks, and it doesn't have to be alcoholic drinks. It could be punch. It could be something fun. You could have axe throwing grog that you make, and you make some sort of fruit punch or something. Come up with fun ways to link the business to what's going on, in culture. So you might think of, hey, what is axe throwing really about? Okay, well, it's fun. It's kind of this primal thing where you're throwing it at something, at a tree, at a saber-toothed tiger. It kind of gives you this primal feeling, So you could have a campaign like Join the Tribe, axe throwing contest, and you could hold a series of contests, monthly and quarterly contests. So lots of ways to start getting excitement around what's going on, and what I think of as manufactured events. Okay, so when I need more students at jiu-jitsu, and maybe membership is going down because kids are, kids circulate, they come in and out based on their activities and, spring, summer, fall, that kind of thing, and what sports they're doing in school, and those kinds of things, is I'll manufacture an event. So I'll have an open house, or maybe I'll do a women's self-defense seminar, or maybe I'll do a kids weekend, and I host seminars, all kinds of things that I can do to get interest. And then I have something that a lot of local businesses don't have, and I think that every business should, and that's to collect information and email addresses of people who are not just your members, but anyone who you have contact with. And don't be scared to email them and tell them what's going on, and publish articles about it, and give them pictures of the fun that people have with your business. Okay? Sponsor a local sports team. Show up at their events. Take pictures, and hey, if they win a game, put that on your website. Put that in your social media. Okay? Be part of the community. Be a positive source of information. And link your business back to everything that they want to do. Because you know what? People love doing business locally with people they like and they care about. And that will grow, and they'll support you in a way that you just never thought of. I get all kinds of referrals from people who, oh yeah, we trained with Tony at Bear Hug, and oh man, my little girl had such a good time, but then she started ballet, so we stopped jiu-jitsu for a while, but you guys should go there and check it out. I've had a whole bunch of families come in here like that, and that positive chain, it's a harmonic cycle. And the more of a positive feeling that you get with people, And the better time that they had and the better the experience, the more you're going to get those local referrals. And then when you start to put over the top of that events that you host, events that you manufacture, contests and gamification, and putting up, hey, this is our Axe Champion of the week, our Axe Champion of the month. I don't know. You gotta just play around with it, make it fun. Because remember, you're not in the axe business, and this is the thing. If you're in retail, you're not in the retail business. You're in the experiential business. Okay, you're trying to give people an experience. When they come there, how do they feel? And when they leave, how do they feel? And if you can capture those magical moments, everything will change. Okay, because here's the thing: you can market emotion far better than you can market your thing. All right. You're not marketing axes. You're marketing, come here and have fun, have an experience you can't get anywhere else. How many axe throwing businesses are there, right? It's like one of a kind. How many people could say they were an axe throwing champion? Probably not that many. So make up a contest. Come up with okay, think about this. Think of the UFC. So Hoist and Horian and the Gracie family, they came up with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and they made this big, beautiful belt. Like, they made it up. They made up the rules. They made up everything. They got people interested. And now you flash forward all these years later, from when they first came out in the 90s, mid 90s until 2022. And they're a multi-billion-dollar business. What if you did local axe throwing champions, and then you had kids division, teams division, and adults, men and women? I don't know. You have to think about what you can do. The other thing I would do is I would make little mini videos about the axes themselves, where they come from, how they're made, different versions. Can you sell axes on the side? You can have your own custom axe. I don't know. Maybe you partner up with someone who is a blacksmith and can make metal. And I know in Montana, there's a couple of places here where there's a guy in Missoula, Montana, and he's a master knife maker. And he makes $1,000 hunting knives. I mean, some of them are just beautiful. They're works of art. Maybe there's someone out there who could make axes, make you a set of custom axes, and those could be the prizes. I know there was a company in Connecticut, NAGA, the North American Grappling Association, and for the longest time they were giving out these swords and all kinds of different prizes and stuff when you would go there. They were giving out belts. For not, instead of trophies, they gave out things. So, play around, have fun with it, do something that would be exciting. So if you have a family and kids, think about, what would your kids get excited about? What would your wife get excited about? What would your friends be excited about to go out on the town and have a good time with you? Okay. And how excited would they be to refer you to someone else, especially if they could give a discount or a 2-for-1, or it doesn't have to be free or a discount. It could be something else. It could be something that just adds to their experience. So think on that, okay? Don't neglect your email list. You should be collecting the emails and the addresses of every single person that comes in your place and who interacts with you. So capture information so you have data, so that once you own those emails and things, you can then email out this stuff, and that'll lower your advertising costs. Which is a really big deal long term. Okay, few tips and tricks. I hope this is helpful for you. If you've already got the Ultimate Guide to Primal Storytelling, download it and go through the emotions. Go through those primal urges, like why people do business with you, okay? Why they might want to come, because that'll help kind of identify what business you're really in. All right, until next time, Tony Butler, be well.